Hey everybody, Teresa here. Welcome back to my channel, Lost My Thread. Today I'm going to catch you up with everything I made in the month of December. December was a pretty unusual month for me in that I was having a bit of a mini obsession with one pattern. So I have 4 makes to show you, but they're all from the same pattern, and that is the Grafton by Cashmerette. I have talked about this pattern before. I do feel like I probably need a bit of a break, but I'm very happy with the things that I have made so far with it. The great thing about the Grafton pattern is that it is a kind of all-around knit mix and match option. You can make a whole variety of tops, a whole variety of skirts, you can make a whole variety of dresses, combining all different options. It really is a great all-rounder, especially if you have a fuller bust. It's so great to get a nice fit without having to work too hard to get there. I am a fan of the pattern. This is in no way affiliated or sponsored by Cashmerette. I've just been having a whole thing with this pattern. So the first version I want to talk to you guys about is the square neckline version. This was honestly what made me buy this pattern. I do have the Cashmerette Concord tee, which is a great t-shirt pattern. I've used it for so many things. So I did think, oh, what's the point? I'm not going to buy another Cashmerette knit top. But then I saw the square neckline, and it is such a cool, unique neckline. Really beautiful, really elegant, and actually quite unusual. I don't feel like you see a ton of square necklines, especially not combined with fuller bust options. So the version I made, I'm knocking things over as I'm grabbing it, is in this really beautiful cotton rib knit fabric. Now, I got this fabric from Fabrics Galore. I had seen it at Sew Me Sunshine in a different color. I'd gotten a different Grafton top in the same fabric. Love this fabric so much. It's a really lovely warmth and thickness. It's super soft. It has a bit of really nice drape considering it is a cotton rib knit. And this one is in a pink. It's a really beautiful blush pink color, which is very much my kind of color. And I will say this came together really well. I love how it looks. I love the fit of it. So when I'd made the Grafton before, I was a bit worried that the fitted version, so there's like a fitted or a looser version, I was worried the fitted version might be a little bit too tight for my comfort level, and so I sized up. But I wanted to know, okay, well, what's it like if I actually make the size that is supposed to be for my measurements, which is the 8 EF cup with a 10 at the waist and a 12 at the hip. As it happens, it is actually, surprisingly, not surprisingly, a really good fit for me. I think it is a beautiful top. That square neckline really is just so beautiful. It really is just that little bit of a step up from a basic t-shirt. The way that you make this is actually by making the bodice twice. So it's essentially, it's like a fully lined bodice, and you sew them together inside out before turning them around and inserting the sleeves. And that's how you get that really nice, neat neckline. It was really easy to make for a square neckline. I feel like they can get a little bit complicated. This one was really easy. And that means that this rib knit fabric that was already soft and relatively thick is even more cozy. So it's a really nice, comfortable one to wear. I worried that having that square neckline that's on the lower side would mean that I didn't want to wear this in colder weather because it's going to be a little bit too cool. But actually the warm double body makes it really cozy, and I've been finding it really nice to wear. I think it's a beautiful style and a really great color on me. The one thing I will say, and this is if I'm going to be super nitpicky, is that when I did the square neckline, I did not understitch the inside of it. So when I hold it up, you might be able to just ever so slightly see the lining poking out. Now I will say I don't see it really when I'm wearing it. I don't think it's a real problem. But I looked at the instructions afterwards, they did say to understitch it. So that was totally my bad. I didn't even think about it. And I wasn't gonna unpick the whole hem to get in there and understitch because like I said, it doesn't really move up. But when I look at it on the hanger, I'm like, that could have been a little neater, but that's my fault. It's a great top, and it's certainly not going to stop me from wearing it. And because I was on a roll, I then went ahead and made this, which I'm wearing now. So this is the turtleneck version of the same thing. So this is the Grafton top in the fitted version in my size, my recommended size. I basically made this exact top with the same fabric in a different colorway and have been loving wearing it so much. When I saw there was Black Friday sales and I saw the same fabric, I was like, okay, clearly I just need to go ahead and make more of this top because it is such a great winter staple. It does look great under my Murcott puffer vest, which is also a Cashmerette. It's a Cashmerette Club pattern. Again, not sponsored, just happen to like their patterns and they fit me really well. But this top is super cozy, is again, really great color on me, and this is something that I know that I'll be reaching for all winter long. I really like having a little pop of color in the winter. Everything gets so black and gray and a little bit miserable, and it's okay to wear those colors, but I just like to have a little bit of colorful stuff shining through as well. Moving on then to Grafton number 3. Now, I did actually talk about this one in a video where I was talking about things that I sewed for Christmas and crafty things around Christmas. I'll pop a link to that if you didn't see, because I talked about it in a little bit more detail. But this is a really gorgeous viscose rib knit fabric. It's a brushed viscose, so it feels nice and soft, almost like a flannel-y feel, and it has incredible drape. I mean, it's viscose and it moves like viscose. It feels like viscose. It's wonderful. So this is in a really nice khaki green color. I made this really just because I wanted a nice cozy long line winter dress, but I felt like because it's green I can get away with wearing it for Christmas, which I did with some cute Christmas light, with a cute Christmas light necklace that lights up, which just made it extra fun. But this is definitely for me like the perfect winter dress. So what I did, this one was not one of the standard versions in the pattern. This is something I hacked, even though there's so many options. I didn't want a waist seam, which is what most of their dress options, well, all the dress options have. So I just took the top and I extended it by 30 inches. And then I did a slit at the sides, 2 side slits, just to make it easier to move around. And I did that 15 inches from the bottom. And I'm 5'6". It worked out perfectly for me, but I basically just laid another dress on top of the pattern piece to see what did I want to do as far as how long I was going to cut it. I did size up on this one because I didn't want it to be too tight. I didn't want it too figure hugging when it was going to go down the whole body. I didn't want too tight against the tummy and things when I'm moving around. So this one I sized up to the 10 CD cup, and then 12 at the waist, 14 at the hip, basically one size up in all those sizes. And I even did slightly flare out towards the bottom to give it, like I said, a slight A-line. I feel like the shape of it is perfect. This dress is so comfortable. It's really soft. It's really warm. And this is something that I have been and will continue to be wearing all winter and for many, many more winters. And finally, last but not least, this dress. So this is a really beautiful double brushed poly DBP fabric that I got from Joann Fabrics when I went back to the States. It's really nice and soft, like DBP always is. It has really lovely drape, really lovely movement to it. It's a gorgeous print. I really do like this shade of green. It's like a kind of olivey green with this abstract floral on top of it. The color is very much my kind of color. For this one, I went for the scoop neckline out of the options and the bishop sleeve. So it's got a really nice, good full sleeve. The bodice itself is again, it's my size I went for. So the recommended size, it fits so well. Honestly, guys, the bodice on this one, I genuinely cannot get over the fit of this bodice. So the dresses, as opposed to the shirts that I've been making, the dresses, if you use their pattern, has a bodice piece and then skirt pieces. The bodice piece has darts that go from the bust down to the waist seam. And wow, it makes it so beautifully fitted, incredibly fitted, so figure hugging, such a nice shape, such a flattering shape on the bust. I really am impressed with that. I'm always a fan of a dart on a knitted top, and this is a good example of why it works so well, especially if you have a fuller bust. It looks so good. Now I will say, as far as the skirt options, there are quite a few, and I ended up going for the straight skirt. I wouldn't have typically gone for a straight skirt. I usually want a little bit more volume so it's not too clingy around the tummy, but unfortunately I did have fabric limitations. I bought this fabric with the intention of making a short sleeve maxi dress, but because I decided to go for these big bishop sleeves, they are a lot of fabric to go into those sleeves. So I had to do the straight skirt with the side slits. I think it's a good length on me, and I think in general it's a good fit. I just feel like with DBP it can be a little bit clingy in areas just because it's got that drape to it. It doesn't have a lot of structure. So for me it's just a little bit too clingy over my tummy. I don't think it's a huge deal, but it's not my most comfortable look to be going around with. I think I will still wear it, but it just, unfortunately, being that little bit more drapey across the tummy, it's just not my favorite dress I've ever made. I do still think overall the shape is really good. The sleeves are really fun to wear. The neckline is really beautiful. I love where it hits. So it's close, and it is one that I'm really proud of, and I think it came out really well. I would just probably use a different skirt option in future if I was making the Grafton dress. And that is it, me and my 4 Graftins. December was a busy month, as it always is with Christmas and lots of other crafty things going on, so I didn't sew a whole ton. All of these came together fairly quickly. This pattern is really easy to follow. In general, they're really nice, quick, satisfying makes, and I feel like it was good considering how much sewing time I had. I'm proud of what I was able to achieve. I hope you enjoyed my video today. Please do give me a like if you did. Let me know in the comments down below if you've made the Grafton, if you're tempted to make the Grafton, what versions you made. I'd love to hear what other people think of all the different options on there. Please do make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you want to see more videos, and I'll be back soon. Bye!